wasn't going to do another Bruce Willis movie. I wasn't. Then I found out there's a new one. And I just had to watch it. Why? I don't know. But I feel compelled. And I watched one. The latest one. It's a sci-fi movie. Breach. So Breach is a sci-fi movie directed by a guy named John Suits. Written by two men, Edward Drake and Corey Large. If that is those three men's real names. And only one of them you can wiki on Extra. And I clicked on Edward Drake. I'm like, what's he written before? Oh, not much, but he's going to make his directorial debut. And guess who's in his movie? Bruce Willis. Holy shit. So this movie stars Cody Creasley, Bruce Willis, Thomas Jane, I guess, and Rachel Nichols. And this is kind of like an Aliens ripoff that almost becomes a Thing ripoff, then becomes just like your standard horror zombie space fare, really. There might be spoilers here, by the way, because who gives a shit, really? Do you? I don't. So the gist is, Earth's going to die because of some plague or something, and they've been evacuating people off Earth. And so most of these people are in cryo sleep as they're flying towards New Earth to start again. And there's a whole bunch of people left awake to maintain the ship and stuff like that. And we get to see them interact and become friends or all this kind of stuff. And it's really slow. Nothing really happens until like the fucking 40-minute mark. Then it starts getting interesting, sort of. But I will say this. Bruce Willis gave an alright performance in this. Why this one? Why this shitty B-grade movie and not the other ones? Why take a bigger role in this one? Because he's actually more than 10 minutes of this movie. So why take a bigger role in this one and not the others? What was it about this script that made him go, ooh? Because you would have thought that the roles of Thomas Jane and Bruce Willis would have been swapped around. Because Thomas Jane is in less than 10 minutes of this movie and kind of phones it in. Whereas Bruce Willis is in a lot of this movie and he's fine. I didn't expect that. I mean, he's hardly his most animated, charismatic self, or that people kind of still see him as. But he's okay in this. The thing is, though, you've got your main hero, played by Cody Kearsley, or something like that. He's a big wuss hipster dude, and he's your main hero, and I was just like, if he dies, I'm fine. Just stick with Bruce Willis and the other characters. That's alright. We don't need this. He bored me. And that's not good with your main character. Hayden Christensen didn't bore me. The other, Jesse Metcalfe didn't bore me. You know, all these other leading men in all these Bruce Willis movies, they always, tried and did their best. This guy's got no charisma, no personality, and he sucks. Alright, so more Bruce Willis theories here. Did he decide to do this flick because he didn't have to act that much? He just has to be a drunk asshole the whole time. Is he a good guy? Yeah, kinda. But he spends half the time sitting around drinking and being a jerk to people. And that made me think, like, is that why he doesn't get actual big budget, decent roles anymore? Is it because, like, what happened with Kevin Smith, where he just had a horrible time working with Bruce Willis and how he's a bit of a douche? I don't know. Why did he try a little harder in this one than the other ones? I don't get it, because this one's no better or worse than those movies. It has better performances than those other movies. I'll give it that. It looks fine, though it does look B-grade, straight to video. And the story's cliched as hell. You always kind of know where it's going. And there's no real kind of suspense or anything like that. It's just there. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. This is a boring, cliched alien meets a thing, and points off too for the ending. I won't tell you what the ending is, but if you're expecting sequel bait, a la most horror movies, I don't know why horror movies need a sequel bait. Just end your fucking movie. And then, if it's worthy of a sequel, make a sequel. Fucking hate the sequel baiting shit. Especially when you've watched just like a cliche piece of shit and they end it like that and you're thinking, oh, do I want another cliche piece of shit? No. Fuck this movie. Yeah. And if you're wondering about this, this is hay fever. It's hay fever season here in Australia where I am. Unfortunately, LSJ's reviews and LSJ's late reviews does not have a makeup department. Or a wardrobe department. Or a hairstylist. Whew. Oh well. Let's do the thing. Man, no one wants to work with Bruce Willis is what I'm getting, the vibe I'm getting. And the only people who want to work with Bruce Willis are the people who haven't really worked before in directing and all that kind of stuff, and they pay his fee to have him half-ass it and sit on his backside. Is his name the Draw anymore? You know, has Stank gotten so great that everyone knows that Bruce Willis sucks now? This perplexes my brain. I'm stalling. Let's do this. Alright. Oh, look. Bruce Willis movies all look like a penis. Well, let's not break that.